Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work related.
Jay!
B!
How's it going?
I am great, my friend.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
We are episode 97 on
Holy.
Related by Work on X. Can you believe that shit?
Jay, what the fuck? Almost 100 episodes?
Of pure nonsense.
Oh my God.
I really appreciate people that have fucking stuck with us for this amount of time.
Right?
You would think it'd be done like, let's see. I wonder how better off I am for it.
Do you want to listen to the first one? You want to react to our
that'd
first
be crazy.
episode?
I fucking cringe when I listened to the week before. Never mind going all the way back. Can you
Holy.
imagine how horrible I was?
Oh man.
I should. I wonder what I would do that. That'd
You
be
should
torture.
do it. Listen to it next week at work.
That'd be torture. Oh, I'm already getting tortured at work. Oh man, I don't
Double
know.
torture.
I don't even know where to go from this. Work was a fucking bitch for me this week, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only imagine now because you're a boss. You can't even talk. I'm not going to talk about people. Let's just talk about procedures and shit. Do you remember what it was like to go from welding aluminum to steel? Like I know
Yep.
people out there, like whatever,
Yep.
they don't know it, but aluminum is like lighter than a feather,
Yep.
right? Like it's so light, and steel is fucking heavy.
Yep.
And I feel like working with steel all week, I feel it.
Yep.
Even though we have cranes and even all that kind of shit, like manhandling all that stuff,
It's a lot.
I feel like an old man more than I ever have.
It's a lot. I had to do a part a couple weeks ago. It was a hitch and receiver tube. And I was like, fuck, like I'm trying to maneuver this. Like you have to do, it's a weld all around type shit. And it's like, I have to, like, fuck, man. Like I don't want to flip this thing over and then it's hot. It stays hot forever.
Yeah, it stays
and
hot
it's like,
forever.
oh my God. It's like, fuck this.
You know what's hilarious? When I'm building shit out of aluminum, I'm like, oh, if this was steel, it would be so much better in this area.
Yes.
Like if I'm doing it for so
Yes.
long, like when you're just like tacking, putting little welds for something to hold in place. With aluminum, that could break. It's so soft.
Yep.
It could break any time, and you really got to do more things. With steel, you can just put the smallest little tack, and it's good to go.
Yep.
But it's so much dirtier.
Yes.
There's all this fucking dust.
Yep.
Like I felt I was getting sick or something this week. It's like, no, I got too much welding dust in my
When
fur.
realistically, aluminum's worse for you.
True. Only with the gas.
But man, steel is so much better to weld. Not the satin crap, but like
Oh, the heavy
my
stuff.
God, man,
Yeah.
so much better.
Well, when you were just starting to say hitch, and I was just like, I was dreaming.
Those are
I
great.
was dreaming
to
of that
weld.
fucking hitch you're talking about. You know what's also is tough is the welcome with the steel or working with the steel when I'm not used to it. I'm comparing myself to Ron and
Yeah.
even Alvin, who like is killing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man, like these guys, I can't go as fast. Maybe with Alvin, but Ron, I can't compete.
Yeah,
He's got
pretty
all these
fast.
tricks to the trade,
and he only works like 30% of the day.
but he still gets everything done.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't even want to fucking narrow down to things that he might miss.
Yeah,
But as if overall, like it's worth it for him to miss
Oh,
those things.
absolutely.
Somebody else, some other plebe can go back and fix whatever he didn't
Absolutely.
do total. But my OCD-ness or whatever, I can't build shit like that. I have to complete it.
I know what you mean.
Like even when we're doing the things now, I hate not putting the interior shelving units in. And like Alvin does it the same way Ron does it because he was trained by Ron.
yeah,
And I'm always, even if it's only half the time, I'm going to have to go back in there and put these inside parts once it's all set up.
especially the back adjustable.
It's so
cells.
annoying.
Oh my
I
God.
refuse. That's why I do the way I do, just in case I have to go back to it. But it's so much extra prep.
Yeah.
And on this steel, and so part of it because I was working hard to get like appear that I'm not that much slower than them, and just the random lifting of all this fucking heavier stuff. Like it really is what you get used to.
You know that's in your head, right?
No,
You
it's in
know
my arms.
nobody-
It's in my fucking legs.
You know nobody thinks you're slow.
Oh, that. Yes. Well, is it better to be a person that wants, like, is it better that I feel that way or that I feel like,
It's better that you feel that way, but you should know that nobody thinks you're slow. Nobody's concerned about
no, you're right.
like your thing. But you have to have that mentality because there's people, and you know, I deal with it, who thinks that what they're doing is greatest when they're slow.
So I hate that kind of personality.
Yes.
Like, you're like, yeah, like, you like to tout how great you are and do that, and you back it up and you'll say those things, but you're humble enough, I'm not going to make you example it, but to like this, I'd rather be the way like I am, like, oh, I don't think I'm as fast as, or I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not as
better.
slow as I am.
It keeps you sharper.
I'm a better employee that way.
Yes, for
I
sure.
don't. It keeps me sharper and it keeps me valuable. If the second I think I'm good, and I do I toss it back and forth.
Yeah.
I admonish myself for thinking that way. But
yeah, but it's not like a consistent thing with you, right? It's not like 8 months out of the year you're like, I'm the shit, so I don't have to work too hard to do that. You still actively want to do better.
yeah, I do think I'm the shit a lot more than I might fucking like come across right now. But as looking at myself as being a valuable employee, I don't want people to keep thinking they're the shit.
You know, thinking I'm the shit, that's caused me to have problems on my shift. So
You yourself or
recently-
others?
Me, myself.
Huh.
So recently I've been dealing with things. So, oh gosh, I don't want to get too worky. So I'm trying to like
No,
think
come
about
on,
like
people love it.
I'm talking about like specifics in the
Yeah.
work. So it's like a lot of the times they're doing a lot of USB and curries. There's these two specific bodies on our shifts. We usually do those a lot, right? And I've done both. Obviously, I've done both a lot. But I have Ron, who's done curry way more than me. I have Booby, who's like, I've never really done USB parts. So with parts, I don't really care for. But I know I know how to do the job. But I rather defer to somebody who's done it a million times. So now it comes to the point where I feel like sometimes people think that, especially all the new guys, think I don't know how to do this
That's
job.
hilarious. Yeah.
It's weird. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they will ask. I don't mind that much, but they ask, like, people ask me where Booby is. And most of the guys know, especially like the guys who I talk to the most, like Alvin and Gordon and whatnot. Most of the guys know that I really prefer not to be bothered with those kind of crap. If there's other people who can do it, I'd rather them do it. But sometimes I'm just like, I know more than Booby. I've done more jobs. I have like a wider range of jobs than he does, right? But it just feels like people are going to be like, you know how people have that stigma of supervisors? They're like, okay, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy doesn't know. And I can't go back in time. And the only person who knows that I know my job is Booby. Like, you know what I mean? Ron never really paid attention. Alvin, I worked with him for 1 month on day shift before I moved.
God, this is hilarious.
So it's like, so nobody knows that I actually know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you did this to yourself.
I know.
You know what? So this is hilarious because you can't. It's one thing to like diminish your I'm the shitness, but you're also in this like limbo way that you can't claim that anymore.
I know, right?
That's your
It's
own
fucked
fault.
up.
I do think. Okay, so that's not why I wouldn't want to be a supervisor. I never thought of it in that kind of depth.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a subliminal thing because I have hardly any respect for. This is why I really like Ali because I watched him work.
Yeah.
Like way back in the day, I remember him
See, that's
building
the
himself
thing.
up. But I also know I might know more things about this job I'm working on than he does.
For sure.
Right?
For
Because
sure.
he hasn't built a curry body and he
Yep.
hasn't done any of these things.
In years.
But he's inspected them. Right?
That's
He
not the
sees them.
same.
No, I get it. And that's why he'll even miss stuff on inspection. He'll be just like, oh, okay, that's good. And then somebody else catches it way later. Like he's not that detailed on it.
Yeah.
And so, yes, as a supervisor, you start to lose touch with us little guys.
But I don't feel like I'm losing touch.
Because you're in it. Like you don't
Yes.
see you just said it. You have to consciously think of, holy shit, this guy's asking for Booby? Right? Like how many more times, like, you know what I mean? Like what's going to happen in a year when
Well,
those guys
that's
are
the
trained?
thing.
This is the problem. Like not the problem, but this is the internal struggle. Like you feel a certain way about this.
Well, yeah. Like I was like, I was thinking like, okay, so I know that we have UFM and UE2 coming up, one of the two of them. And I know that's what I do. But I was thinking like, who's going to do that? Like they have me set, Ryan has me set at a 0% physical labor person.
That's
So they don't count me as actually doing any physical labor hours to any jobs at all.
If I was you, I'm not telling you you're going to do this, but if I ended up doing the trajectory that you're on right now and you're doing it now, I would refuse that.
Well, I can do what I want, but you know that like who wants to do USB? Who wants to do
No.
curry?
I don't know. Okay, but who wants to do zero production? I can't go in there in a whole in 100% administrative situation.
But it's
that's
not,
what you're doing now.
It's not just that though. It's well, yeah, I guess it's some
No,
of
it
that.
is.
But like I do freaking repair jobs.
Yeah.
I move shit.
That's worse.
Right. I help people. Like most of like the the Alvins and the Gordons, they usually come to me about things because they're doing they're doing the non-USB shit.
Well, they also understand that Booby can't help them as much as you can.
And Booby will come to me about like stuff that
everything.
Well, Booby will come to me about stuff that he just doesn't like, he just hasn't come in contact with, or he just doesn't. Booby's not the best fitter, right? He's a good fitter. He's not the best fitter. So certain complicated, those freaking valve turner bumper front steel bumpers are like two things. He doesn't know how to do, like, there's angled sheets on it, and you have to be angled at a certain thing. He doesn't know how to do that kind of stuff. So he defers to, but you would figure it out. It's a 45-degree angle at 15 inches from the back. Like, it's not that hard. You know what I mean? So, but he couldn't. He had to defer to me, and I had to do shit I don't want to do, is show somebody. Caleb. But, like, it's certain things like that. But those are few and far between. And one thing, Booby will always brag about himself. Yes, USB, I cut these hours down so much and all this stuff. I did this, I did that. And I'm like, I can't be like that. I can't say that I'm faster at USB than Booby, but I can't say that. I don't want to say that.
Booby is a great example of fake it till you make it. Booby, like, it was so annoying to watch him, you know what I mean? Like, kind of point people in their way and do that. And now 5 more employees later and 5 more months later, he's put himself in that position. Yeah. Right? And even if they don't like him, they go to him. They do, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. They trust him. He talks, you know what I mean? Like, they got their connection. And so he's made it more than he was faking it like months ago. And how annoying it was to us who knew the whole picture. Yeah. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's what the perception of these new people are. And this is what you come into this perception. Like, you're closer to Ryan than you are to Booby, to these new guys on the floor.
True. I never thought about it like that.
No, and there's a whole other new people are kind of scared of authority. Look how scared of authority Ali is still. Yeah. Right? Like, that's still ingrained in some people. And so you represent this authority. Right? Like, it's
that. I want to be chill.
No, by, like, you've removed we used to talk way back in the day, like, how it's like such an old school place, how it's like behind the school, like under the, we can say all those words. You can't do that anymore because you represent the company in a way that I don't. But you put yourself there.
I know, but shit,
you should know that.
I miss some things. I like some things about this job, but I miss some things about this job.
That's always a give and take. I think it's part of what makes you a good person overall is you continue to rise. Yeah, that's not part of that. That's in you. But it's what I know about you is you hate being still. You know what I mean? Like, you've left your other jobs. You crave promotion. You crave recognition. You want your opinions to be heard, not just because we're on a podcast. I want my opinions to be heard by you, and the audience is the second. Like, I want to continue that, and it gives you a good feeling. But it's more like just me for myself. Without, I guess there's growth there, but you don't like staying still. You like your opinions be heard and done. We all saw this supervisor job for Big, but you reached for it, and maybe knowing like kind of the consequences. I concentrate on the consequence. I don't want the change. You're not scared of change as much as I am, but I just point to this. I was like, yeah, look what happened with your change. But it's not worth it to fucking sit in that stew.
Sometimes.
I mean, you could say it's a true statement, but I don't know. You could probably work yourself out of it. Like, when you just told me like there's zero production for you, I'd be like, hey man, like, I need to do something. I need a project.
And that's the thing. Like, I can choose to do something, right? Which is kind of all right, where you get the choice to, if I want to do something, I can say, you know what, I'm going to build a USB.
But isn't that the ultimate power?
Yes, but there's things around it where you be like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like, I want to be like, even when I was not a supervisor, USB was beneath me. Let's be honest. I did not do, that's not something I want to do.
No, I'm not laughing at that. It's a fact. Lots of things are beneath me.
Yeah. And when you get it, you're like, fuck, why
I almost think building these curries are beneath me.
I would say
it's not, because it's a huge project.
Those ones, I would say, yeah, they're very basic. They're very
but they're not. You couldn't ask a lot of other people to do it.
No,
they have to rely on me to do that.
Of course not.
They can't.
A lot of people will kill themselves doing it.
But yeah, I feel that too when I'm fucking moving this heavy steel. And that's right. That's what I have to be there. I have to be responsible enough to accept that job.
I saw you helping somebody
So
about side packs.
yes, one of your guys.
Yeah.
You know what? So yeah, is that surprising?
I mean, I was surprised when I saw it because I was going into the paint booth and you weren't in their area, and I was like, what the fuck? And I see you talking to these two guys. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, look at Jay.
So
Giving advice.
You're not the only one to. I don't know how much of this is you, but I'm, like you. As long as you're not scared to come talk to me, like I'll come and talk. I'll talk.
Yeah.
You know this more than anybody. Everybody here, listen. You just have to get me going.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll fucking like I'm not averse to talking. I'll fucking talk. So,
Yeah.
but I want it like it has to be something I want to talk about. So most of the guys on your shift are respectable.
Mhm.
They're respectable to me. It's fucking so annoying, and I blame it more on Booby than anything, that my shit isn't exactly where it is when I want it to be. I have to get, there's nothing I can, it's not my welder, it's not my area. I have to get over that. I've gotten over that ever since your shift has started.
Yeah.
But I have to learn to kind of hide whatever I don't want to there and just get over that. I can't just have random tie piece, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all my supplies are getting jacked.
Yeah.
Especially you go away on a 2-week vacation, everything's getting jacked.
Oh,
And
for
so I
sure.
don't take it as you can easily, or I can easily fall into a thing where it's just, how disrespectful, how this is my stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've been here for so long, but it's not my, you know what I mean? Like that's a bullshit statement. That's a sense of entitlement because of the length amount of time I've been there and my responsibilities. So, I don't, the guys who shift, I don't lose respect from that. I just I would have done this. I know it's true because I would have done the same thing if I'm on nights. I don't care who's welder.
You want to make yourself
I would just do it, right? And so I have a lot of respect for these guys because they don't really fuck with my shit. And so over time, the longer these guys stay, they come in, I'll nod because I'm on this shift for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So they see me. I'm not just gone.
Yeah.
Like they
You're not a
know me
stranger
more
to
than they
them.
know Johnny.
For sure.
Right? Like they don't even know Tio.
Yeah.
Right? They don't even know like a few other people.
Yeah.
But they know me. And not
They
because
only know people from their work.
that's what I mean.
Than you.
So they treat me with a bit of that respect. Like
Yeah.
I say, if they take my shit, I can say it's disrespectful, but I don't. So I'm kind of respectful for these guys. I don't understand on different levels. I don't understand them.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about, I was building this thing and I could see they were. I knew that they were being shown how to do this, and it's a major step up.
Yeah.
Right. Like I said, it's kind of beneath me,
It was
but
a
it's
kind of a
way
disaster.
above them.
It's kind of a disaster for them.
It's how they fucking it was going to be nothing but a disaster because they don't know how hard it is to build these things compared to like a USB. And so, but really the only way to get to learn is to kind of thrown into kind of this stuff. So I don't know what else you would do other than having me or Alvin or Ron being right beside them as they did it.
Yes.
Right? Like but that's their fault. They don't have the people to do it.
No.
Or they didn't have the foresight to do it or whatever. Just
time,
live and learn.
fuck.
Okay, so that's fine. So I understand that for them. I don't, feeling sorry is a way bigger statement than I did, but it's like, I feel for them in that kind of way. I'm not.
So you approach them?
No. So they came to me.
okay.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not, if somebody comes to me to talk, I'll talk. So one of the newest guys that I hardly know at all or whatever.
The guy with the AK.
Yeah, he came across and I was being really fucking politely. He's like, can I ask you something? Can I show you something? And I'm like, yeah, fuck, I want to stop working. Like, let's go. Like, most of me is like, fuck, you know what I mean? In terms of like, I don't want to help anybody. Leave me alone. I'm
Yep.
fucking listening to something.
It's funny. Side
No, go
note,
ahead.
keep your thought. Booby told all the guys, that's how I was. They're like, Brian, he would help me, but when we were working together, he doesn't want to help anybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
So
I
I'd
don't."
rather be known that.
Yeah.
Then they'll figure it out. But if they get stuck,
Yeah,
I don't want them to. I don't want them to
but-
fear. That's not as
Yeah.
great. They're not fearing it.
You'll
but
help them, but I don't really want to, but I'll do it for sure.
I'm
right?
not. Yes. Like
Yeah.
you can't. You're either at that moment. Somebody comes to ask you for help. You can say, "Not my job."
like Johnny?
I'm too. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Like or whatever. Like Ron is a great example of to do the right. He always helps.
Yeah, always.
Right? Always helps. He's never
Always.
like that. He doesn't fucking feel it's beneath him
Yeah.
to help. He recognizes it's beneficial. Man, the second these guys know how to build these big steel trucks, then I don't have to fucking do them. In
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah.
That's an overthought. So anyway, this guy comes and asks them, and I know they're going to be in a bit of a bind or whatever. So can I show you something? And I'm like, yeah, fuck, let's go.
And you were working on
I was in the middle of working, and it
a
was
steel body, right?
Yes,
Okay.
same thing. That's why they came.
Yeah.
So we're building the same thing. We don't understand this part. And so they were setting up their side pack, and right away it's not the way I would do everything, right? But I see where they're at, and I see where their problem is. And so I said, this is your problem. You have this kind of tacked in there and you can't move it back because the front is already like kind of fixed.
Yep.
To get everything to go to the rear of it like you want, you have to free up the front. And they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, I go, and I say others, I start to talk in my mind way too much. I'm like, yeah, if I wish I started here with you and I would have shown you what I would have done. And they go, oh, well, we're going to square this up and do that. I go, I put everything on loose and I tie it all in.
Yeah.
And like, that's how I don't get that problem that you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to fix the problem, and then so I showed them, I go, oh, I see what you're doing. You're never going to, you might not get this part perfect. It was like where two compartments joined and there's like a seam, and sometimes it's like kind of it's in a little bit from the back edge. I don't know how to explain it more than I know you do, but to the people. So I'm like, oh, this happens all the time, like in less circumstances. Well, this just happened to me on a part, and it was the bottom of a compartment, and it was like kind of at a join where everything's pushed to the edge except for the middle where it's like about 1/8 of an inch out.
Yep.
And I go, you know what? Fuck it. There's nowhere else for it to go.
Exactly.
I go, these are long. I said, you know, when you come to this point, nobody's going to notice. I go, look, like, what you're trying to fix, I just left alone. And I go, I brought them and I showed them an example. I go, sometimes you just leave it. And then I go, let's see what you're doing. I go, oh, this is a problem. Break this up, tie this together, and then you can push it all back. Mm-hmm. And they understood what I said. This is an easy thing. Not just like, if you can receive how I'm giving you the instruction, then I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're like, and asking or questioning the advice, that's just like, all right, like, okay, go ahead on your own. So they asked, I showed them, and then it was just like 10 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
I never found out what happened. I never found out if they fixed whatever they did or they just kind of left it. But I heard them cutting it up, and I heard so I just assume. So in that way, I'm assuming they know if they really get stuck or something, they can feel comfortable enough to ask.
To ask you, yeah.
But they also know, like, yeah, the reputation is don't go there unless you really have to.
Yeah.
Don't bother this guy about something like trivial or whatever.
Which is why I would have loved you on the shift, man.
I wanted to, you know.
I know the situation.
Bullshit fucking happened, but I would have been dragged into that kind of responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yep, definitely.
I wouldn't have wanted to do that kind of responsibility.
Right now, I'm dragging Alvin into that responsibility.
See, that sucks for Al. Maybe not.
And
but
he does not want to help you. He's the type of person who just wants to do his thing. And he just wants to build his own thing.
You should let him
do that. I told him, "Fuck that! You don't have a choice."
No, you should
let him. I have
him.
nobody else to be like not the lead, but like that person on the shift that helps.
That's disrespectful. He might be way better than Gordon, but Gordon's been there longer and might be more. If
Gordon is a no, he doesn't want to do anything at all. Okay. He doesn't want to work with people. He doesn't want to talk to people. Yeah. He doesn't want to do any of that.
I respect that.
He just wants to do his own thing and like.
So what makes you have to fucking force these people that want to do that? Like, because, are you bringing them into your own misery?
Yes.
Why? Nobody's asking you to do that. So that's rude.
I have these guys. I'm a pretty chill person, but these guys know on the shift that I have certain things that they just don't have choices about, like.
I bet you they wouldn't say you're chill.
They work. No, they say I'm chill. Well, no, like some people don't. But they work like at the end of the shift. You know, people slack off at the end of the shift. We never slack off at the end of the shift. If they're slacking off, they're cleaning up or moving skids or doing a whole bunch of shit.
I think that's a fucking, okay, I'm not just making me above everybody else. I do not slack at the end of my shift. When we were talking, I was still welding. You're annoying me at my end of my shift.
I know that. But you
people
know, tend to
do.
A lot of people tend to do that. A lot of people tend to do it as a regular thing. We don't have that. And they know once it starts coming around 2:30 that if they were slacking off before, like, you know, they slack off in the middle mostly, right? Yep. They know at like 2 and 2:30 that they're going to probably work even more. I have them moving skids, moving boxes, moving side packs, moving bodies, like. At the end of the shift, it's crazy. You should ask Alvin one time how.
No, I can appreciate it. I see it in the morning.
How the shift is. Like they get mad at me. And now they get mad at me if I start cleaning up too late. So now they've got to this mentality that, okay, so we know we have no choice, but if Brian is doing something, they come find me at like 1:30 and be like, yo, you have to close the dome. You have to close the gate. You have to start cleaning up. What time are you doing shit at? Because I'm not trying to stay here past 3 o'clock because I keep them past 3 sometimes. They get so mad.
You would not be doing. How do you do that?
I don't know. They just started to fall in line, and they won't. It's Booby, Alvin, and Gordon will not leave the building until I leave. They will not. They will wait there the whole time.
So this is your fucking politician powers coming into full force.
Oh yeah, I should go freaking Run for
No, don't
liberals.
overextend yourself.
Okay, fine.
Don't overextend yourself. Just keep going. Just fucking keep producing podcasts and fucking producing shifts. You that is your that's your
God.
mentality.
Yeah,
like
damn
that's
right.
like no, but it's also yeah, like it's how it's worked so well for you. Like I don't like I just don't think every like even Alvin and Gordon, they don't have it. That's most of the people that come into our work that I relate to
Yeah,
are more like me, Alvin and Gordon.
yeah,
Right? Like you're
Yep.
one of the few that even Sammy has a little bit of aspirations like that, but he's butt his head up against the wall. He couldn't get past all the things that you can
I've
still
been
get
trying
past.
to
of.
tell Sammy just take the supervisor job.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. He should. And
You should talk
no,
to
but he's
him.
not as good enough as you. Yeah, I wish we could have a conversation.
He's
and he could see all of
respected
this.
though.
That's the thing. He likes the respect that he gets, and he doesn't want to get more of it. Like you've taken that respect and like not said it in words like, how do I get more? Like we're like, okay, I've reached this level. It's just like because you're a gamer. Okay, I'm not going down a level.
No,
What's the
fuck
next
that.
level?
Yeah.
And you don't stay on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love staying on like in my lane. Like and being comfortable in that. So all these other growing pains, like this is how it's why it's great that you had this shift to do. This is what Marcel will never ever get to do. This is what Ali gets to kind of do, but you know, it's whatever, fighting other forces, the whole other side, like going in that. You
Yeah.
have control of the whole place.
Yeah.
Like once everybody goes. And like I said last week or whatever, like I was wrong because you've gotten so good at it or done it for so long that it's not just like stopping people from drinking and smoking and putting out fires on.
Why would I stop people from drinking and smoking,
know.
Jay? What the fuck?
Only if they fucking their work suffered.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
That's
no,
the
no.
only
But now
way.
you have a thing where you could probably just deal with it on your own way. Like I told you, we're talking about. You're more of a Ryan than a fucking like a regular employee.
Yeah.
Like you're more of an authority figure. I don't even know if we were talking about this before or during the show, where you have like they don't like they go to booby. You don't even they don't know what you know about work,
Mhm.
and you kind of feel disrespected on that.
Of course.
But you're
I was
respected.
proud of my work.
But now, so you've abandoned all that just to the new common people or whatever, just us normal. You've abandoned that for this higher purpose, which
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I don't even know if it's worth it now or not.
I don't know yet.
That's what. But a guy like Sammy's not gonna. He can't make that jump. He can, but he can't take control of it like you do. He can't make it his
Yeah,
own.
But I think he knows enough to make it easy.
I think he'd be better off doing it at night like you
Mm.
than having to deal with all the bullshit.
With
Like
the date.
when you were
That's-
saying somebody else at work that was having a tough time, like in an office,
Yeah.
like environment, and like was letting you know about it. Like that was such bullshit. Like that for that person to feel that way
Oh, yeah.
was so wrong.
Yeah.
And I can't picture a way that person was doing anything wrong to be treated like that.
Right?
But like it doesn't I mean, it changes my perception of the person that did, like the supervisor that did that to her.
Yeah.
Shit. And
Them. They, them.
it, and the and so see, I'm like you now. I'm keeping names out of the fucking show. And so I do lose a little bit of respect for him for that, but I don't understand what's going
Yeah.
on. I understand though that when it comes to these, like this is why I like working my hands. Like I can change. Everything is out of your control. Like so many things are out of your control. So many things are out of Ryan's control and of his control that when they get frustrated, they just lash out at people that don't deserve it.
Because the pressure that comes down is it actually tends to be a lot sometimes.
I think the better you are and the more you're wanted, the more pressure you get.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it
for
creates
sure.
diamonds and it makes better people, but sometimes you could just lose those people.
I have this issue with Booby. We were talking about it yesterday, and like I was in the IF side. I was talking to Marcel, and we were talking, and Booby came up. He's like, okay. He's like, yeah. He's like, Marcel, I need to talk to you about something very important. Don't get offended. You guys are like my elder brothers. Me and Marcel are talking. He's like, you guys are like my elder brothers. Don't get offended. Are you guys done talking? Marcel's like, okay. And I'm just thinking in my head, oh my God, here we fucking go. A Booby thing. He goes, I really want to talk to you about production. Really want to talk to you about production and like people like Gurpreet and Zach who aren't consistent. You guys really have to talk to them. And Marcel goes, Booby, that is not your job. Like you need to focus on your job and do your job properly. You're talking about first off, you're talking about like a supervisor's issue on another shift, right? You're not even focused on your thing. And he's taking all that pressure and putting on himself and acting like he needs to put that pressure on him. Nobody talks to him about numbers. He doesn't get emails about production numbers and percentages and any of that. And when any of the hours are over, they don't go to him, but he's taking that pressure on and doing all these what do we say? How do we say it? He's doing these things that are unnecessary.
Yeah.
And it's annoying for me when I already gave him shit about it. I'm not saying it's something he never heard. It's annoying for me when he's trying to do my job without the pressures of my job.
That's a good way. I get it. Well, yeah, but
it must be nice.
True, but what more do you want from me? Like, I understand what you're saying.
I want him to do his job.
But you never fucking stayed still. I'm not saying you did it about the same way.
Yeah.
But that's a part of him that's like you in the way he's like.
But I'm not stepping on toes doing it.
Yes, but he's clumsy. Yes, you're right to be like upset or irritated about like how he goes about it. But just like fucking like me care, you should be away like at least happy that he cares enough to look for a solution.
For sure, I am. But then I said, if you're trying to do my job, who's doing your job? You're getting more pressure on me than I have to do things that I don't want to do that is actually in your job description. And we both know he has enough pressures in his life right now that he's pulling more pressure on it. And so he walks around the shop saying he's so stressed. He has to do this and he has to do that. How can he justify this and that? And like, bro, you have the luxury of not justifying any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish for him, both sides, that he didn't put that on himself. I try to recognize that how annoying it would be to you to deal with it, because I obviously don't have to deal with any of that. But this is the type of person that you have in you. Like, I'm not saying you're anywhere close to as irritating or
I was about to say, Jay.
No. But okay, but to some, okay, like fucking like a Tariq or somebody like that who wishes he was you, who wish he had the opportunity as you, who couldn't go about it as good as you, can maybe fucking say you earned your way up by only personality, by only relationships. He tries to fucking maneuver in a relationship type of way.
Social game.
A social game. Your social game is on point, but you also have everything else to go with it.
Somewhat.
Responsibility and like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just better at, you're just a natural leader. But like, he can look at you and say, you're not as deserved for it. Right? Like, why did I bring him up like that? But he's like, that's the wrong way to go about it. He's better than Booby in a lot of ways, but his idea of responsibility is coming from a selfish spot. Booby's self-imposed pressure is all about how to make the company better.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not to make himself look good.
Yeah.
It's not to to go on the safety committee to have something on his resume. It might be a part of that because somebody told him to do that, or, you know what I mean? Like, it was learned to him like that. But all he's ever been told is get better at hours. All he's been given is more fucking Indians for him directly to work on.
Yeah.
You say, go, Booby, go. And now then you can't complain about how he goes about that. And now I don't know any of this. I'm just going off of rumors that every time there's something involved with the day shift and the night shift and both people are working and the Zachs and the Gordons and this guy didn't do too much and the Sugars way back when, all this, nothing good becomes, both shifts hate each other's shift.
Yeah.
Both shifts don't respect what the other shift did. Nobody thinks anything was done a lot. And so he is fighting for his guys.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when he's coming with that, and you said he came with the most respect. Like, guys, your brothers, like, I don't want to interrupt. Like, guys, like, but this is what my team is concerned at. You're right, Booby, you don't have a team. But he's right, he does.
He does. But I think part of it comes with him thinking that we're not doing anything about it. They had meetings about these people already that day, about these people and what they're doing with these people. Like, because he's not involved in those conversations, or he doesn't see those conversations going on, he thinks nothing is being done.
So that's not you can't blame him for that.
Of course I can, because you're an adult and you know there's a structure. There's a structure in companies. There's a structure in life. So to think that the buck stops with you anytime you move up, the buck only stops with you is ridiculous. I always know that if I'm talking to Nicole or if I'm talking to Ryan or Sunil, I just automatically assume, even though a lot of people like to say that people who go up have less work to do, I assume they have way more pressures and way more things to deal with that is just not physical. That's just the only difference. Yes, they're doing a lot of work. It's just not physical work.
Yeah, I refuse to do that non-physical work.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and
but you
that's
can't.
fine.
But Booby's he's the same guy we were talking about 2 years ago.
But if you're trying to grow, you need to grow mentally as well.
Yeah, and we don't know what he's. I think we're ignoring how he has grown that way.
He was growing a lot.
There's always going to be ways to complain about it.
He's grown a lot.
I find this is why I'm trying to defend him. I find all this production talk, all this time management talk, all that stuff is so hard to fix.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to be a part of trying to fix it.
Yeah.
My responsibility is to just do the best I can.
Yeah.
You even said, it's like, it's better for me to have a mentality that, come on, like keep up, then I'm good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got tenure. They're not going to fire me. You know what I mean? Like way over. Just like show. First of all, I don't want the guys to think that I'm slow, like on a fucking respect level.
Like me.
Yeah. And then I don't want to. But I mean, once I have a reputation, then I'm not going to like do about it, right? Like I would always say that I might like my welding better than Johnny's. Sometimes not, but he might be faster than me. And I can just point to things like I would have made that look better or whatever, right? But it doesn't matter. That is just a thought that's for me in my head. When you have a guy that's learning the ropes of being a supervisor, you've already done it. We talked about it a bunch of times. So I am giving him way more leeway. I would rather him say to you, I want to be a part of this fixing, than just say, not my problem, bro.
For sure.
Just go fucking have another meeting.
That's fair. But he
just doesn't know how to go about it like you do.
Yeah, he should be okay. First off, simple example. Instead of going to Marcel, who technically has the same amount of power as him, the only thing Marcel can do is talk to that person. He can't fire that person. He can't write up that person.
That's who goes. Marcel is directly responsible.
He's directly responsible, but he doesn't have the power to do. And Marcel recognizes these things. He knows he can't write somebody up. He can ask somebody to write somebody up, but he can't directly write somebody up. He can't directly fire somebody. You know what I mean? So you should be going to me about these issues. But the thing is, scratch all that. I've already dealt with these issues. I've already talked to Ali and Marcel about these issues. Like, that is part of my job. And him doing that is basically telling me I'm not doing my job.
I think, obviously, you can look at it that way. I don't think he puts that much intent on it.
I don't think so either. And I told him that. I said, you're making me feel like I'm not doing my job. And I'm doing a lot of stuff to... I'll give you another quick example. We do overtime, right, on Fridays, and it's like a whole process. I have to talk to Ali, I have to talk to Nicole, and I have to talk to Ryan. He just says, yes, there's overtime. No, there's overtime. Nicole and Ali are like, okay, do we have enough work? What work needs to be done? All this, should we do this? Blah, 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 blah. I have to do a list every week of who is confirmed to go to overtime, and, they're being strict on it. He goes to Ryan. He walks to Ryan one day. This was like yesterday, the day before. He talked to Ryan. So I came to Booby, and we were talking, and I had a thought. I'm like, shit, I forgot to talk to Nicole about overtime. He goes, I already talked to Ryan. There's overtime. So what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, I just talked to Ryan. I said, is there overtime? And he said, yes. I said, there is a whole process in between that has to deal with overtime. First off, you have to make sure there's enough first aid people. You have to make sure there's enough, like I just said, work and whatnot. And he just skips and goes without the he doesn't know the stuff that are in between that. That's somewhat insulting. Like, whether Ryan says yes or no, if I say no, Ryan, there's not enough work to do overtime, Ryan's gonna be like, okay, there's no overtime this week. He's just the overall confirm that we have the ability, and we have allocated the funds to do overtime. He's not allocating the work. He's not allocating the personnel. He's not doing any of that.
So how much responsibility of that is on Ryan?
None of it, really.
No,
he just has to.
Ryan should
you're
say,
right. He should have said, Did you talk to Brian or Nicole?
That's why.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. So I don't blame Booby for that.
But when have you ever went to Ryan before you went to Marcel or Ali?
Whenever Ryan was in front of me. Whenever Ryan
About a job?
Not in a way like that, but I never even come to them. They come to me about what job I'm
You
making
see
next.
what I mean? And that's the thing. You're actively skipping me, Marcel, Ali, Nicole, everybody, and to go to Ryan.
I'm not going, but I get
Not
it.
you. I'm talking about Booby.
Yeah, but that's fine. But okay, I can see how confused he is with like this fucking chain of command, where it's just like I can just ask the boss, "Hey, boss, do you think there's overtime?" Yeah, there should be overtime, and that doesn't mean that he's taking that as 100%. In my mind, it's like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be overtime this week. Oh, now I'm like 90% sure there will be.
Mhm.
Later, I'll talk to Brian and get the specifics. That's just a general overall. You know what I mean? This guy will know before.
I wish you went about it like that.
I know, but he's not that good at that. Like, we're talking these fucking intricacies of personal relationships.
Me and Booby are really close, and we talk all the
If
time.
he's not perfect.
Of course, he's
He's not your
perfect.
you. Okay, you wouldn't like now you know him, but he's not like your type of person that you're going to be as a friend out of work. Like now because you know him, but
Yeah.
he's like a meek. You know, like he's like there's a lot of things that aren't your normal friends that I know you to have.
Yeah.
like personality.
Yeah.
Right, like or
Absolutely.
even interests.
Yeah.
Or even fucking, you know what I mean? Like connectability. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what you have in common
for
with
sure.
this guy. So it's a forced friendship.
He's like my little brother, I feel like. We don't have much in common, but I feel like I somewhat feel like I'm responsible for him.
Yeah.
I somewhat feel like anywhere, if I go to the top of this company, I feel like I have to bring him with me.
So your little gripes about him are minor compared to your overall feeling of this guy.
Yes, he's like my little brother who annoys me.
That's fine, but that doesn't. Yeah, but I guess you can respect him as a person.
I
But you're
respect
not-
the things he does, and I would respect that he's the type of person that if he focused on doing what his specific jobs well, he would get a lot further. Even when we were both on the floor on day shift doing USB or whatever, he would find his way to go inspect other people's bodies.
That's so annoying.
Like, no, focus on your job. Do your job well, and you don't need to check other people's body. People will come to you and say, "Can you check my body?" And that's the type of
But he's so
mentality.
fucking still brand new. He's again, I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you've had real jobs. Like he's got a fuck, you know what I mean? Like everything about him is still a foreigner.
Yeah,
Like he's
true.
still finding his way in our society in a
He
way.
still doesn't know the stat holidays.
That's what I mean. Like fucking, like he doesn't know what he doesn't know
Yeah.
until you tell him. Like I know the little brother part is a perfect example because you can fucking come down way harder than
Oh.
you normally would.
All the time.
But that's great because you know he can take it. Like you know who he is, and this will come through because you've dealt with it in that kind of way. I'm just guessing if you came at Gordon the same kind of way, Gordon would be like, "Why are you fucking talking to me like this,
Yeah,
buddy?"
he tells me to fuck off all the
I
time.
mean, so that's because you are in a joke. You know, more things are kind of like joking. That yeah, no, I'm really not joking.
yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
no, you really got to fucking stop and fucking close the gate or whatever you're saying. So that's your boss coming out of you, and then you become like again like separated with that. I just like the growing pains that you're going to have with your little brother are going to be like part of that, and at least it's coming from an honest place. At least he can be humble enough to like listen to you or no. Like I don't think
He is receptive. That's the good thing about
but yeah,
him.
so he's not going to know what he doesn't know until he doesn't do it. And like even like I said, you're right for him to like he going over the boss, but you're making it grander. I'm like by him seeking him out, that's one thing. But if the boss comes by you and say, "Hey, do you think there's overtime this week?" It just gives me a kind of idea if there's going to be there.
For sure.
Like-
but then to turn around and tell me, yes, there is overtime. How do
Yeah,
you know?
that's fine. You say
How
so.
do
You just tell
know?
him like, "Don't fucking talk to me like that."
Like, how do you know?
I can have you not work overtime now. You know what I mean? Like this. So that's
Absolutely.
just you abusing your power.
And it's funny, this morning I sent the list, and this morning I wake up and Nicole's like, they don't have enough first aid people, so there's no overtime.
So then it's done.
But they did.
That's what I'm saying. So
But
then
it's like,
you go to that, you point to example, go, this is why Ryan doesn't know if there's overtime or not. And then next time he won't even go. I know Booby enough to say that's not going to stop him,
No. Yeah, right.
but that's fine.
You're
Why would
right.
you want somebody, like I just point to, like, it's just,
Booby told me he was never going to ask you for anything again because you took his 4 wheelies. What
Oh,
was that,
man.
a year ago?
Yeah.
How many times has he
A million times.
A million times.
he treats me with more respect than other people
yeah.
because of that incident. Because he realized how stupid he was in that
He
moment,
probably did think about
right?
it.
Like it goes back and forth, and it comes and goes, and then he's, you know what I mean? Like, but he also just leaves me alone,
Yeah.
and he knows like I'm not going to ask him if I can use his welder or take his fucking steel like channels. I'm just going to take it,
Yeah.
right, and not bring it back, and then just don't complain to me. I needed it for work.
Mhm.
Like I have no recourse to go ask for those steel fucking channels that I don't have anymore, that I had for years
Yeah.
to build things.
Yeah.
They were there. I know who saw them and took them.
Yeah.
And then I actually seen a whole pile of things. If I ever want something, I'll go take it from there. But I never go to that part of the shop, and I don't. I know what I got to do to get the job done.
Yeah.
And there's no point in me concentrating on Booby's. So Booby's negative fucking qualities are easy enough to talk about for another fucking hour, like we have
For
been.
sure. For
But
sure.
they're not worth it for me to talk about.
Yeah, and they're not
They
worth it to
They don't affect me. So this channel thing affects me, but it doesn't have to. This overtime thing affects you, but it doesn't have to.
no, it doesn't have to.
So just let the guy be one of the better people. You know what I mean? Like,
nope, I'm never letting the guy be because I want him to be better. If he's gonna eventually be a supervisor, there's certain things he has to learn. There's only so far working hard and
yep.
doing what he did to get to this point will get you. If you start getting into the management thing and you start like if I got into the supervisor position and just always stepped on Ali's toes, I guarantee you I probably would have failed, and Ali would have made
you
me
fail. Yeah,
for sure. And these are things he has to learn about being a politician.
Well, and this is where I know we've already said the name. This is where he's a better politician than Tariq,
Yes,
right? Like
Yep.
you can say Tariq is more valuable,
for sure.
but you can say he's not.
If
I had to pick the two,
ways.
if I had to pick between the two, I know who I would pick.
If I had to pick the two to do a certain job,
No. You can only have one.
Only
One does
one?
all these things, but I can get somebody else to do that too. Like
Fair.
I can count on Tariq to fucking make a quality product
for sure.
in quality time.
Yep.
But I can also count him on causing dissent.
Yes.
I can also cause on him. I really don't trust he's coming from the right place.
Trust is big.
Trust is huge. I trust Booby.
Absolutely.
I don't trust him with my life.
Absolutely.
But if I, you know what I mean, I trust that he's going to listen to me and he's not looking for an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
He's honest in his approach.
Yeah.
And that's way more valuable to me.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm not owning the company, so I'm not knowing like that this truck isn't going to get done as good as it could, but we'll figure it out. We got somebody else can do that. I want Booby to teach these people because I don't know what the other guy is going to teach them. I don't trust him. And eventually Booby's going to get, we already don't know how good he is at what he does. And so, I mean, that's not the end of the argument, but we could go through the list of like Booby and this guy, Booby and that
for
guy.
Sure. For
But
sure.
just between these two, one has aspirations that nobody's wants to hear anymore.
Yeah.
And he's negative to the company about it. And like I said, I saw fucking Tariq on his phone watching TikTok during a meeting once.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah.
No,
But
does
he
he go-
complains about that.
Yeah, and then he fucking goes in and fucking knocks somebody else. Booby went from talking on his phone and doing all that to fucking saying, hey, Gurpreet, you can't do that as much anymore.
Yeah.
And then you fucking, hey, hypocrisy in your face. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, shit, you're right. And know what that does? That makes him talk less on his phone
Yeah.
because he doesn't want to look that bad. He recognizes it. He doesn't look like, oh, I deserve this because this and that. That's way more. I'm more Tariq than fucking me personally. I'm more Tariq than Booby.
But you don't cause dissent.
No, I'm not as much Tariq. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that. Like, but I've never, Booby aspires to be like you. And I refuse that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But no, we need those kind of things. So you're right. You nailed it with the Big Brother thing. Like you know what I mean? Like you can't just let it go. You have to live in that frustration and you get to complain about it.
Yeah.
Right?
To you. And you got to hear it.
Well, and so do these other people.
And you know what else you got to hear? You are keeping that body now.
Oh, see, thank God I finished all that.
I was like, I said to Ali,
oh, because nobody can move it. The wheels are too fucking locked.
Oh, probably. I said to Ali, I was like, okay, so, because earlier in that day, he said, yeah, okay, so you're going to move those side packs down to Ron and whatever. So at the end of the day, when he leaves, I just recap. I say, so this is what you need. This is what blah, blah, blah. So you want me to move that? You want me to not, Johnny doesn't need anything, blah, 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 blah. He's like, who cares about Ron? Let Jay stay with those side packs, stay with that floor. He can do the whole body. I'm like, here we fucking go. Typical Ali.
So you let him. You have no choice but to let him get away with him changing his mind.
It's Ali.
So that's the whole thing.
That's what he does.
So I know that already about you. That when you say something is going on, you really don't know if that's
I have
happening.
no idea.
That's
When it
happened
comes
to
from
you.
him,
That's happened to you
No
at least
idea.
fucking twice in the past month when we've had a conversation.
Only twice?
For me, I can probably get more examples.
Yeah.
But where you said something to me about something's going on,
And he
and
changes
it doesn't
his mind?
happen.
Yeah.
So I don't hang my hat on what you tell me anymore.
For sure.
And I don't admonish. You know what I mean? I don't think of you
Well,
in a
I'm
certain
not
way.
really in charge of what you
But I also know
actually
things
do,
can change in a
right?
fucking heartbeat. Like I also know that things happen on a like you know what I mean. Like it's not
Yeah.
that easy.
Yeah.
The schedule isn't as fucking you know what I mean.
No,
as,
it's not
as-
clear cut.
And I understand that I can kind of understand why reasons are why like that. But I also don't like. I already live in enough of it. So for you, already saying stuff that me, I'm just like, oh man, wait, what a horrible fucking meeting to be in.
Yeah.
To be told something that's not even going to be true.
Yeah.
Like what a waste of time. But at the time, it wasn't. And
No,
so
at the time he probably believed he was.
yeah, at
taking
the time
us
somebody
away.
told him that.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've built those things. This is why I say it's frustrating. I build this like I'm going to keep continuing it. And then if I don't, I put a lot of extra work where I really didn't have to.
Yeah.
But I'm there anyway.
Now you have it all.
No, but I'm there working anyway.
So you
Nobody's
might-
coming to me
oh, so you
saying,
might as
why
well
did it
just
take you
do
so
it."
long to do those side packs?
Yeah.
It'd be because I put all the interiors in. And then I could be like, how come you're not coming and praising me for putting these side packs together almost as fucking fast with all the interiors in?
Yep.
Right? And that's just me and my fucking pride to get. So I don't want to put myself in a position where, God, I wish I did this part
Yeah.
earlier.
Absolutely.
And
And that's
so-
annoying.
Yeah, that's way more annoying
Oh
than
my
doing more
God.
work. But yeah, listen, man, who knew we could have a work-related podcast anymore?
I know about work.
How did anything come more about the fire? Like I didn't even see. Is the
We
paint
had a
shop back
fire-
up working?
Paint shop's not back up. We had a fire marshal come in.
Yeah,
a couple
yesterday.
days. Did you see him?
I did.
Yeah, he's just basically just checked up. They're not doing any sort of investigation at all. So
Nice. Well,
they don't
that's
care.
somewhat of a checkup, right?
Yeah. And yeah, so they should be up sometime next week, I think. I don't know.
I thought I saw
I
some
don't know
shit
what's
get painted.
going on. The inside is nice. The inside is nice. I think they're waiting on the fan and stuff.
Nice.
Stuff
Well,
like
I'm
that.
happy that shit didn't come across that. So
Yeah.
you didn't have to do any more reports or anything like that.
No, I didn't have to do shit.
No more safety checks got like enhanced because of that.
No, I got to do shit. Everything was good.
Any more work-related stuff you got on your chest?
Yeah, I do. I've been working out actually. This week I started working out.
Man, you're the opposite of me. So your future self is pretty happy with you.
My future self should be. Well, yesterday I was freaking was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I was like, fuck. I don't want to do any of this shit. So I work out before work. I'm like, I don't want to do any of this shit. I'm sitting on the couch.
Wait. So this started the beginning of the week?
Yes.
Monday, you're just sitting on the couch before work.
This was yesterday.
Oh, so you only did one day.
No,
So
no,
do
no.
you okay, sorry.
I started,
must have been thinking about it a
I started
lot.
Monday, and yesterday I already had workouts in by yesterday.
Okay.
But I was already, the beginning is always the worst. It's
Sure.
always the hardest.
Sure.
So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, I don't fucking want to. Like right now, I'm very sore. Like I'm really sore. And so I'm sitting on the couch. I don't want to fucking do this shit. I'm watching Judge Judy. I'm freaking eating chips. I'm like, fuck. Like,
Now
I'm
we're
not
talking.
doing any of this shit. Like, who wants to lift weights anyway? Like, this is stupid. And then I was sitting there and I'm watching. I just think, I don't know if it was my voice or something. They said, "You're a bitch." I'm like, what?
Who said that?
What the fuck?
Looking at the bag of chips.
It
Who
says,
did that?
Stop being a bitch. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now I have to fucking do it.
That's your future self.
Yeah, it was my future stuff. Called me a bitch. So,
So you must feel good about yourself. You're sore. It's a good sore.
Yeah, it's a good sore. Yeah.
Man, I'm happy for you. I don't know if this is going to key in for me too, but so this is my second week back from the vacation. So weeks leading into the vacation, I was I used it as an excuse not to do anything.
Yeah.
I was kind of on my roll. My hip is really like caused me different things. Like we talked about, like trying to do this different physio, different that. So I'm trying to be good to myself, but leading up to the vacation, I really wasn't. I stopped even weighing myself because I knew I was starting to fucking gain weight and just like, fuck, I'm not doing anything about it. Bitch. And so, but whatever. So I was like coming back, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm struggling, man. I'm really like, I got to get back onto this wavelength. So I was like, okay, when I get back home from the vacation, like, let's go. So last week I did my exercises Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after trying to work or after working, and it was just a struggle. Like I did it and it was fine. But I didn't like it. Like
Yeah.
I had to go back to the beginning. I struggled with the diet. I didn't cheat or anything. At my best, I would do no cheating until like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now I cheat on Thursdays and then Friday, Saturday. And so I recognize this slippery slope. This week I was fucking exercising Monday, Tuesday, and I'm building this is where I'm struggling with the steel.
Yep.
I was struggling with my whole fucking body. Like I was sore, bro. It was almost unbearable. Like it's not just my hip and my knees. Like everything I was struggling. I was struggling with this bitch attitude, and I couldn't get out of the negative. I couldn't see the positive. I was trying to talk to this future self, like, no, just go. I come home and do the exercises, fucking do it. It wasn't that bad, and I would wake up okay. But then I'd be at work and I was like really in pain. Like I didn't know how to take some again, not a lot of drugs, but take some Robaxacet, and I felt a little bit better the next day or whatever. But it's just like, man, what is wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
And I really like I don't know, like I almost not give up, but I feel I'm more inclined to give up than struggle through.
Yeah.
And I hate myself for it. It's giving me a low, like an underlying negative feeling in my head about myself.
And that's the thing. Like you getting into that mentality it sucks. It sucks because I was in that mentality too, where I was like, "Fuck!" Like, look at you. You didn't doing shit. Like you're freaking just sitting there. Like you wanna be this. You have this picture in your mind of what you want to be and what you want to do or how you want to feel, and you're just not doing anything.
That's where I'm at. Well, so
that's what I was thinking about myself for like the past year.
You've said it in a certain way like that,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I get it. And I wasn't like that. Like I haven't been like that.
No, you've been good.
I
You've
know,
been
but I'm
great.
feeling it. Like I'm feeling it slow slip. Like
Yeah.
I said, like I'm not. The problem is like, so I've gained 10 pounds in like last over a month and a half. Like maybe
10
even less.
pounds?
Yeah, like easy. It's so fucking easy for me to fucking gain it. Like it's gonna take me 6 months to fucking get rid of that legit without Ozempic or all this other bullshit that
Ozempic, baby.
yeah, see, but then I'm fucking on that cheating train. That's not the right way to go. I can't go on the treadmill anymore because of my fucking hip. Like I'm scared to fucking push it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's that I've lost all that cardio fucking exercise. I am a bitch for sitting here whining about it and not doing anything about it. Like I could just fucking like I don't know. Like I'm too caught up in the I can't do part, which is bullshit.
But isn't that the part of restarting? It's always the part of restarting after you slacked off for a month or a couple of weeks. That restart, the first couple of weeks of a restart is always the hardest. Like it's so freaking hard to mentally get back there. And then like I remember I was thinking like when I was doing the workout, I was thinking like, fuck, last year I was excited to do this. Last year I was just ready and I was just going for it and I was ready for the next day to do it. And now I can't even imagine myself, even still right now, I'm not at that point where I can imagine myself being excited or where it's like part of your routine. You wake up, you get coffee, you go do your thing. When workout's part of your routine, I can't have that mentality yet right now.
See, the can't isn't the wrong part. You aren't. Like
Yes,
I can't either.
aren't, yes.
Yeah, like I can't, and then that's all bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'm very well stuck in that. I'm also stuck in this part. Like I don't know if I can do it right now. Right? Like this is when I was at my best. This was the time of year where it's almost impossible to keep up with a diet.
Yeah.
Now that shouldn't stop me from working out.
No.
This is a problem. Like I can rest on those laurels of the diet, and I can recognize where that might not come in. But I'm in the middle of struggling with this, and it's not as much of a struggle as I'm telling you. Like I'm trying to get that start going.
Yeah.
I started last week, and I've done my things, and I pushed this week, Monday, Tuesday. But when I was at work Wednesday, and like working with what I was like, I'm blaming it on the steel, and I'm not trying to blame it on anything else, but just like I was done. Like I was really fucking couldn't move as good as I want. I felt sore all over. I had to take drugs, and I just like if I work out again on this Wednesday after doing my day, then I might not even be able to get out of bed tomorrow, right? And I don't know how much of that is a bitch move or how much of it is truth.
Yeah.
Most of me thinks it's a bitch move. I try to convince myself it's the truth, and a dumber version of me or a unaware version of me would just like live in that truth. Oh no, it's okay. It's almost Christmas.
Yep.
You know, like go ahead. And this is when I started my journey. When I first lost all my weight, is I remember like March 5th was the Monday that I started because I knew I had New Year's and the football playoffs, and I'm not gonna gonna miss out on all that fun. But then, okay, now it's Super Bowl's over. It's fucking February. It's like, okay, let's start. And then I was in the fucking groove.
Yeah.
I am jealous of that groove that I was in, of that looking forward to it.
Yes.
And it's almost at this point, it's like it's fucking unattainable.
Yeah.
And I know that's not, like
It's not true.
It's not true, but it's my truth right now.
Yeah.
But it's bitch truth.
Yeah.
And so all these negative things I think are weighing down on my like self-worth, right? Like I'm internally like I'm bullying myself, or you know what I mean? Like I'm not happy with myself. I'm not proud of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me feel depressed in a way.
Yeah.
And then it makes you want to grab more chips. You know what I mean? Like or just like, fuck it. Who cares? And part of me is just like, so I've told you I miss going on the treadmill. Now, how do I replace that? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So, but the thing of the bike is that you have to go for an hour to get the same benefit as a half hour on the treadmill. Like, I haven't really been able to push my heart rate when I've been on that bike.
Mm-hmm.
But have I concentrated on it enough?
Have you amped it up enough?
I amped it up enough?
Yeah.
No, I really haven't. Have I lived in this, I don't want to push myself too much because your poor hip or do whatever. Just like, then I listen to fucking these people on Rogan or whatever. Just like, yeah, just get up and do it. Listen to Daryl. And I could, like, he goes, yeah, you know what? My mom wants to help me. It's like, okay, so get up at 4, get up at 5. I'm like, I fucking not doing that.
Yeah.
And then, well, you're not going to get those results.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I get up and I get my kind of stuff ready and then I meditate for 20 minutes. I could use that to do a couple push-ups and shit.
Yeah.
Like what I want to put my best self in, and maybe just saying it out loud and listening to it might start it sooner than it would if I don't, is do those kind of things in the morning and just dedicate an hour to riding that bike.
Absolutely.
But then it's my routine gets so thrown out of whack.
Change it.
But see, no, in my heart tells me to have to change it. I can't do what I want to do during the day and work till 6. Right? Like that really fucking stops me, because now my day is done. Right now, my day is done for working out for 45 minutes.
Well, then write off your days. Completely write them off. Know that there's no freaking joy you're gonna get. Well, other than working out. This is air quotes, guys. That there's no other joy or relaxation. Like, I love to just on the weekends just to not do anything. But why can't I just take an hour out my day and do a workout
on a weekend?
On a weekend or on a week, like during the week, when I wake up 10 o'clock, I leave for work at 2:40. Right? What do I really do? My day is pretty much because you wake up at 10, you're groggy, you're tired, I work 11 hours and like my legs are always sore these days. My legs are always sore because just the amount of walking I do. I just don't want to do anything. I really don't. I take 18, 19,000 steps a night. You know what I mean?
I do.
And when I wake up, I don't fucking want to do anything. My legs are shot. But I mean, I'm still not there yet at that mentality, but I'm trying to get myself. This is why I'm speaking like this.
Yeah.
Why not just write off your day? It's not like I'm doing anything. Judge Judy can wait. I watch a lot of Judge Judy. She can fucking
Debbie's gonna like
wait.
you even more now.
Right? She can wait. I should just be like, fuck Judge Judy. You're great and all, and like your episodes seem endless. Like, fuck, how many episodes does she have?
She's not even doing that show anymore.
I
She has a new
know.
show.
That's the
And
crazy
Debbie can't
thing.
find the new show.
Justice Judy is
Yeah, where is
called.
it? You
You
get
can
that?
find it on YouTube. It's just not as
YouTube,
good.
nice.
But yeah, I watched Judge Judy on you. Speaking of Tammy, did she slack off and did she get back into it, or is she
I
in a
am not
lull?
speaking for anybody else.
Oh shit!
How dare you fucking put me in
Tammy!
it? She will tell you she's slacked off a little bit.
Everybody can slack off.
The problem is, again, it's too much fucking whatever, giving yourself flowers when you, like, it's her birthday next week.
For sure.
Like, she's not about to fucking suffer for
Yeah.
her birthday. Like, she's living in this like little let's take care of herself moment. She's noticed. We've had the same kind of conversation. We had fucking 12 hours in a car.
Yeah.
Fucking, but like, we've had these conversations like that.
I don't think the slacking off of working out is a bad thing. We had on the other show, we had that guy Fabian come on, and I asked him about motivation on the show, like how does he stay motivated? Because this guy's in shit. This guy's freaking like looks great, right? And he says it's not even. Sometimes he slacks off. Sometimes he fucking has pizza. Sometimes he has this shit. But it's just getting back. Slacking off is not really. It's if you slack off for a year. It's if you slack off for 7 months is really the problem. It's slack off for a week and get back. Slack off for you go on vacation. People go on vacation for 2 weeks regularly. Nobody's exercise. Well, I mean, some psychos are. Yeah. But like when I went to Vancouver with my cousins and we got this Airbnb, there was a gym. We're like, yeah, we could just go to the fucking gym. We could go to the gym. My cousin was working out at that time too. And he's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, let's wake up and go to the gym tomorrow. That's when I was working out. And I'm like, yeah, we'll wake up and go to the gym. Hangovers don't make you want to do that, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say that now in this moment.
But, oh God, that's bad. That's
No.
not really bad.
No. I would never say, I wouldn't look at that and go, oh yeah, I'll be using that gym. Like, I'm not in that mindset.
We just did push-ups in the thing. But the thing is, it's the comeback, right?
It's only a comeback when you let it go.
How long have you slacked off for?
That 7 months almost sounds right. Not really, totally.
God damn, I swear it hasn't been that long.
It feels like it. Like
Jeez,
it feels like
Jay.
whatever. How long ago have I been complaining about my hip? Like,
a
I
while,
haven't been
but
on the
you were
treadmill.
still doing some workouts.
I was, and then it slowly just less,
Yeah.
and slowly I started like more. It was easier not to recognize how much good feeling I got out of not slacking off.
Yeah.
Like, and almost ever since I changed to this fucking Fridays, and that was in January.
Yeah.
Like, I really have not been on my game for at least 7 months. I've been doing pockets of it, but I haven't been on my game diet-wise.
You also had a crazy schedule. You went to Florida. You went to Vegas.
No, but that's
you
like
went
right
to...
now. Yeah, but those are things, like you said, like you can get in on it. You can go. You can wake up and do fucking push-ups, like in Vegas in your hotel, and you could realize why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you know if you the more days you don't do it, the easier it'll become to never do it again. And that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not never doing. I did. I said I worked out Monday, Tuesday. I'm trying to get back into it. I felt positives, and then I was just totally worn out. Like, why am I worn? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be other things, and I don't want to make them real excuses, but I'm just making them like. And it's like, no, a really good version. That's why they have the Airbnbs with the gyms and the hotel. Like, people do they want, because if you're in that mindset, it starts you off right.
Yes, it does.
It's you feel better about yourself mentally, physically, because you did the work.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you do just like, fuck it, I'm on vacation.
For sure.
And then you struggle through something. You go, you know what? I wouldn't have struggled if I had kept that going. The best thing is, you said, which I think was part of my mind frame, is just like, you have to sacrifice those days. When I was at my best, I had no issue sacrificing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I remember.
And so I need to get back to that. So I say that, and I'll tell you, but then next week is Tammy's birthday. I only have to work Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
I got fucking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Like,
which means you have more time?
To fucking to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, I really don't see myself. Like, this is really bullshit. Like, I've had the same kind of conversation myself, and this is why I know my future self is calling me a cocksucker. Is that why don't I just like kind of just half-ass it through, and then, you know, next year, like once March comes, once the fucking Super Bowl is over, like that's when you could really go. And it's like, that's such a bullshit thing to say, but I really like it. I think that's what I want to do.
It's true.
I think it'll make me happier.
But we all know that it's harder to come back from, like, and I'm not even just talking like you said, you gained 10 pounds in a month. Is that what you said?
I did.
You said it's going to take you 6 months to take that off. It's way harder to get rid of that. And the longer I sound like a motivational speaker. I'm talking to myself though,
I know
too.
you are.
The longer we put that off, it's just so much harder it's going to be. It's going to be so freaking hard.
Yeah. That's why I don't need to live in it. I can. So I'm trying to keep in the hybrid of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm recognizing.
At least keep some elements of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I started working out this week, I was like, fuck. I was like, okay. You know so I worked out, I was doing weights, and I'm like, fuck, this is so hard. I'm doing 17.5 pounds. I'm doing like Arnold presses, overhead presses, and curls. And fucking last year, I was doing 25, 30 pound curls. And now I'm struggling doing 17 pounds. And I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks. And it's not so much that I feel like a bitch because I don't care about doing light weights if that's what's being effective. But the fact that it was so hard to do
like
these weights.
deterioration of your ability.
It's insane. And then this whole week, and when you start doing workouts again, you're just extra sore for the first few weeks. I'm so sore. Like I'm so like my arms, I didn't even do back workouts. My back is sore. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
Like you're being a bitch. Now you're going to have to go through that whole process to restart, to go do all that because you decided to take a year and some months off.
So I've had this. So I've had the version of this conversation with myself regarding this for like over a year. Like I don't want to blame. Like when I go back to this, and I don't know how much of this is an excuse or whatever it is. But I was my best self. I was fucking 95 kilos, and my mom got sick, and my routine got thrown out.
Yeah,
like it's part of me blames her. This is so fucking retarded.
Yeah,
part of me blames her for getting sick, and me having to take up new responsibilities. And oh man, like the most honest thing I could say is I resented having to do it. And I don't live in that. I did it and it was fine. I had no choice, but like that was the first thing that got me out of my routine. And I think the negative aspects of that situation and the internal, the mental shit, like the personal struggles that come with that superseded the personal struggles of keeping fit. Like I was like, fine.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was easy enough to let that go, to comfort myself, to take care of myself, to recognize a different person would just say, no, I could deal with that and exercise, whatever. And I just used that as a reason, like I just don't have time or whatever it was.
Yep.
And then it became easier to not find that time. And then I can do it. And then I go back to that point because I remembered that was the last time I was proud of myself for that. Only in this physical realm. I could find other versions of me being proud for like actions I've done or things I've said, but this is the easiest thing to be self-negative about. And for me, it's so easy to live in that self-negative thing. It makes me an angrier person, or it's why I'm angry. I lash out on it. I externalize whatever it is, all these fucking words. And I just live in this hate of who I am. And I don't know but I recognized when I was like that as a kid, and I got out of it. And then it's funny that it's always there. It's always lingering. Like I'm just saying it now, just talking loud. It's like, oh, this easy idea to be negative to yourself.
Yeah.
It's the devil's business.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
And I do think you're right. Everybody, like when the Fabian guys talk about it, it's like, oh, don't think it's easy for me.
Yeah.
It's not. You recognize it when you're your best self. When you're doing 30 pounds, you're just like, fucking yeah. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you could look at somebody like 45 easy or whatever and live in that like negative space, but you're smart. You're like, nah, look at me. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like you're just in the flow. You're riding the wave.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like it's the worst thing I do think of myself like that. Like I don't like I've talked about it enough, like but like, to myself that I shouldn't be still living in that space. But just like you said, it's harder and harder to come back.
Yeah.
Like age is just a number and age is a thing, but and also I don't know about this. It's one thing to think you got like a sore leg and do all that, but then to be shown your x-rays where you're like, yeah, your hip is fucked. Your knee is fucked.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know if I would have been back on the treadmill just toughing it through if I wasn't told not to go on the treadmill by the doctor.
That's true. Because is the pain any worse?
No, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. So like what's really changed?
What's wrong with just fighting through the pain?
Yeah. It's like when I injured my groin, I kept saying to myself, you know what? Fuck, as soon as I'm 100%, fucking getting back into workout. And so my groin is not, I think it's now something more serious because my groin is still not 100%. It still hurts at certain things.
It's so hard to get back.
But I can still walk. Like now I can walk freely, whatever. I'm not in pain walking, but sometimes I'll put my foot at a wrong angle and then you'll feel it and then you'll be like, fuck. And I remember Last week, I did that. I was coming off the forklift and I put my foot at a weird angle and it hurt. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to wait another week to work out. I was just like, what? That doesn't mean the whole day, nothing, there was no pain. But this one little moment said, fuck it, next week's written off. I was going to start Monday, but you know what?
So no, it's positive. Like this is all like, again, negative, but another space to live in is like, at least I'm aware of this. At least you're aware of it.
Well, that's the thing. When you're not aware of it, you're never going to fix it.
And, oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
We have, we have more hard outs these days than we normally want to do. But the fact that we're aware of it, I said, is key. It also like makes you realize a bit you're being, because if you're not aware, just like you think that it is what it is. I kind of am low-key proud of myself that I am like aware of it and I have thought of things to do.
That's the first
like
step.
We had to move our things around. So we do have the exercise bike in our living room right now.
Nice.
Like it's annoying to my wife and to me personally if I have to just hop on that thing for an hour and make everybody wait for dinner if they want to eat with me or whatever. But just like this is what I have to do to kind of get back started.
And that's important.
I'm just not willing to. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like my mind has thought of it, but my body hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Like my mind haven't done it. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
You could literally do, if you want to sit in front of the TV, you could do that in your living room with the bike.
What I want to do, and I'm the only one stopping myself from doing it, is to get my body weight stuff in before I go to work. Come home
In the morning?
do some stretches.
That's not bad.
Do some stretches. Do a little bit low key body work, and get on that bike for 45 minutes.
Ooh.
That is the definition of my day shot.
So what's stopping you?
Me, my desire to not do that. My store body. My realization that I can do half of that and then just sit down, smoke a joint, and watch a show.
You know,
and be back in bed in a normal
our
time.
future selves are talking to our past selves. If we went back to episode like freaking 3 or 4 right now, this is why we have to listen to one of the old episodes to see what the hell we were saying and say, yeah, we were talking about our future self, our future. Well, now we are our future self. And what is that? I want to know what I was saying to myself back then.
You let me know what you said. Because I have actually, before we even had this thing, I think I've thought of that before because I have been living in this negative self, like thinking of myself. And I realized that at some point when in the first 10 episodes, whenever we started first, I was in a better groove. There's fucking evidence of me talking positively about what I was doing.
Yeah.
And now I'm not that person. I am that person, but I'm not living that person's life.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I use my mom's fucking thing. Like that was, I can see a turning point, but that's come and gone. Like I can't be my future self is like, that's not your reality now. You know what I mean? Like you're doing this disservice.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone from listening to that future voice to ignoring that future voice.
Yeah.
But
get back in the cupboard.
I just fucking put it in a fucking empty beer can and fucking get that back in there.
You know, like when sometimes you fold up your cap and you put it in the beer bottle and you push it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
You with the fucking old lemon. You fucking get
put that old lemon in there.
But you're right. This is what's fun to talk to you about that kind of thing because it's so I can look at you and think you don't have these problems, but you do.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like it's a whole different thing. It's a not easy thing to talk about. It's hard to even struggle with the words when we're fucking
for sure
intended to sit here and talk about it.
We just called ourselves a bitch for like 20 minutes.
But that's our future selves making sure we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what? One of the few things, like it's a motivation thing, right? Like it's most of this is just to please our future selves and to feel good and not be the worst version of our older selves. But sometimes you need motivation. When I was playing hockey, I used that. Oh, I wish I was into workout mode because I'd get better at hockey.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like get that glove going, get the fucking everything, like stretching better to fucking cover all the net and do all that. Now I'm still way low key on this go-karting fucking deal.
Yeah,
but I wondered because, like I said, this is a way to fix like my dirt biking urge. Like, oh, what? Like, and you know what? Turns out you might not be that bad at it. You could like join a league, like.
You're gonna join a go-karting league?
We could join a go-karting league. Like,
I'm not as good as you. Fuck that.
Shut up.
Fuck that.
We can fucking.
I'm out of here.
So would that be motivation to get more in shape? If I started like, because I went to Florida and I went go-karting.
Yeah.
And the first time I went, there was a kid who worked there. This kid comes in here, long ponytail. He's fucking tall. You know what I mean? Like fucking like, and he has gloves, his own helmet. He's talking to everybody behind the fucking counter.
Yeah.
Like he kind of just walks in. We're all waiting for our turn in the booth and all that shit. And then he's like in our race and he's ahead. He's flying. I don't know how much I talked about this before. But this guy, oh, he looks like he's good and he is good. So I fucking chased him down and he beat me. He had a better lap. Like after the times we did all that. And I raced against him a couple of times and I could never get him, but it was fun chasing him.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh, I'm not as good as I might. Like, I never thought I was the shit. Like, it was surprising how good. I was just like, oh, I really like this. How could I get better at it?
Working out.
And then that'd be one of the things. It's like, you know what? Like, yeah, if you're running out of breath in like lap 10 and 12, we could do that if you were on your bike fucking for an hour a day.
Yeah.
Like, it would be motivation. Like, if I had to keep chasing this guy down, and I was in this league and paying, I wanted to get better. That's something I could see myself wanting to get better at.
So join a league.
I might. Like,
Yeah.
so I went to the fucking, so this was retarded. I went, like, I knew that Florida had, or Orlando had a K1 Speedway, which is where we went. And I was like, when we went, I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. Like, I loved it, obviously. And so we went to Florida. We're doing some things. Like, there was an outdoor go-kart track and there was this indoor one. I go, no, let's go to the indoor one. And funny, the outdoor one was at this mini amusement park thing, and it's to do any of the rides, it was like $70 play all day.
Yeah.
But you had to do that to do go-karting too.
Oh.
So if you want to go go-karting, you have to get the $70 thing. But you could go-kart all fucking day.
That's sick.
And it's 4 tracks.
What?
It's like 4 kind of tracks built in. It was a really big fucking thing going on.
Nice.
So I did the first time I went to K1. So line up, this fucking guy comes in and I beat everybody but this one guy. And then the third race I did myself. So this is, I go there and everybody's like lining up. I go, I got my card. I'm a fucking member now, right? And so this guy's like, this kid's fucking teaching another kid's fucking like whatever, the administration part at the counter. So people are lining up. I come up, I go, got a card. He goes, oh, this is easy. Watch, I'll show you. Love it when these people have the card. Swipe my card. It's like, it doesn't register. And it's like, fucking doesn't go, So what's your email? I said, we don't have that. Where did you race? I go, Mississauga. I go, yeah, I did 2 races in Mississauga. And he said, he's phoning people. It turns out the Mississauga one is a franchise, not owned by the corporation.
Oh, that's a corporate one.
The most of them are corporate. And so the franchise, I don't know how this is bullshit for the customer.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, you're not in the system because that's a one of.
What the hell?
So I'm like, oh, okay. So he goes, just register there. And so I signed up. And it was on a Tuesday, and it was like you buy 2 laps, or 2 races, you get a third race for free.
Nice.
So we're fucking lining up. He goes, okay, for after a bunch of shit, like he had to re-register me, and he's okay, let's go. We got you registered in. I go, I didn't pay. He goes, no, you said you had 2 races. He thought that I had 2 free races still on my membership, and he was like, we have to honor this, and we're going to honor it. I go, so part of me at the time I was like, no. I really appreciate you being nice, but no, I don't. I just had 2 stats.
Yeah.
So I paid for my races.
Nice.
And I went in. So I had 2 races against this superstar. Chasing, wow, I'm not as good as I think I am. But I beat everybody else. And then I beat somebody else. And I was like, fuck, I am pretty good. So I felt really good. It was a bigger track than ours. Still the same setup. But real good. They had a whole leaderboard of North America.
Oh, really?
And somebody from Mississauga was 5th.
That's probably that guy we saw with the
Maybe,
freaking
yeah.
gear and all that.
So that
shit.
was basically who I was racing. So I was going to get so I enjoyed it. Fucking, we got out. It took forever. So I thought we were going to go be there for a bit. We just finished taking Tammy shopping. So yeah, let's just hop in there. We were after the whole fucking mess with the administration, and you know how you have to like wait between races sometimes and do all that. We were there for like over 2 hours.
God.
With Tammy in the fucking bar, like not unhappy. She understood, but she was like bored out of her fucking mind.
Yeah.
So then the Sunday we were there was my birthday. And so I went on my birthday as well. And it was kind of fucked because Sunday there was a lot more kids there.
Mm-hmm.
And we just lined up and went. And I was in busy races. There was races and there was like, they weren't kids, but there was like some people that shouldn't have been on the track.
Oh, God.
There was some crashes where like people got hurt pretty bad. Some hit somebody over the fucking rails and did all that. But I'm sure I was good at it. And I started thinking about this league, like, could I really get into this? And I don't know where it came to my head. Like, yeah, if you one of the few ways, like you motivate yourself to work out was to be like getting better results on a go-kart track.
Yeah.
Like, how gay is that?
That's not gay. That's great.
It's Why?
Because people find things to motivate themselves, and people who have like very unique hobbies, I find pretty freaking cool. And
That's
to be
interesting.
honest, I think that shit is sick. You
I-
should do it.
I've enjoyed. Yeah, so I might like. I could see myself doing something like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm not going in there thinking I'd be the best. It's wonder. I wonder how humbled I would get to go into what's weird because every time you go there and you race with people, you're with people intending to be just as good as you are, like you know,
Yep.
to be the best. But then you go into somebody that's willing to do a league thing.
Yep. I think the quality will be a lot higher.
Yeah, I'm wondering
A
how I
lot
can
higher.
hang with that kind of quality.
I mean, I always say like people who do is like you, because if you go into a league, you're going to go with people who's been doing this freaking every week for years.
I'd be the booby of the fucking go-karting
You would,
world.
but I think you would probably adapt very quickly if you stayed to it.
I think I would have to
Very
almost
quickly.
sacrifice a fucking season to really feel the end. Or maybe it just
yeah.
might be a couple races.
Learning the track. You're talking about people who know these tracks by heart and all this shit. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, I you would think I got more out of my system by doing it more.
No, you
But
get
I think
more
it
in.
fucking it fed my
You go for
desire
it.
to do it even more.
Go for it, Jay. You
And I
should
get
do
these
it.
fucking emos. So I don't know when I would join a league or whatever, but I think we should go back
Just
again.
make sure you do
sometime
those
soon.
shoulder workouts because that's really.
I think it's more a.
Fuck.
It's
Bro,
no,
dude,
it's that.
holding onto
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wheel.
No, it's more
my
arms.
God,
I
all
felt
this,
it more arms.
all this,
Yeah,
all this. You.
I felt more. It was cardio.
Cardio is a part of it, but you got to do all of it.
I know, but I felt
Have
my
you,
lack of
have you
cardio.
seen these F1 guys workouts?
So a little bit.
They're all upper body and they're all cardio
The reaction
and
stuff.
neck and neck work and
Yeah.
reaction, of course.
They have a neck like a what?
Like
So they,
like a hooker downtown.
That's crazy. Too much. Somebody else's quote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But their reflexes are crazy. And sometimes when I watch the race and I see like, and I'm watching, you take it for granted because like an accident will happen and these guys will dodge like tires or they'll dodge like debris. And like, you don't really comprehend that these guys are going 200 kilometers
No,
an
you don't.
hour
It's too hard.
doing that.
You're right. It's
And it
too hard to
looks
comprehend.
easy and you're just like, fuck. But then when you see their reflex workouts, you're like, oh shit. Yeah. It's like high. It's like very fast.
The admiration. I admire not just these racers, but I've been noticing this because I've been living in this. How come I can't be in this fucking mode yet? Is the workout these guys do before the game? Like the basketball has been on point now, hockey's been up,
Yep.
everything. Like the workout that these players do just to get warmed up for the game
Yep.
is way more than I can do myself right now
Yep.
as a main workout.
Yep.
And that's like how they have to get their bodies ready.
Oh yeah.
And they're paid to put their body, but that's the potential of all of us. Like when I see that, I do find a little bit of negative myself. I see fucking Leclerc doing a 20-minute workout that I've never committed to myself for yet one of the day, and he's doing it before a 2.5-hour race.
Yeah.
like that's just him getting his blood pumping,
Just to
getting
be
going.
ready.
It's the what you do as a professional,
Yep.
right? Like it's what separates professional from like the rest of us.
Yep.
But not having that, like it's weird. This is fucked. We're talking about like starting over, doing that. When I was at my best and doing things, like I thought when I was thinking, it's like, oh, this is how I get to be a person that wakes up and does workouts.
Yep.
And I was that person. But then I stopped being that. I don't know the day I stopped being that person. It was way before my mom got sick. But I stopped being that workout in the morning person.
Yep.
And I don't know when that changed.
Yeah.
I was that person, and I thought that was good enough to make me that person for the rest of my life.
It's not like that.
And it's not. But it's not like it could be.
It could be for sure.
I don't know. I want that to
get
be.
back into that mentality be hard. When I first met Selena, she used to wake up in the morning, right? I think she started work at 8. She used to wake up in the morning. She lived in Burlington. She used to go to the other side of Burlington. Well, not really other side, but like northern side. Drop her dog off at her stepdad's. Go to the gym, work out, right? Shower, and then go to work. You know what I mean? And I was talking, I think it was like a month ago, I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago, and I said, do you remember when you used to do that? Like, how do you have that much time in the morning to freaking wake up, drive, drop a dog off, go to the gym, shower, and then go to work?
It's make it impossible to think of, right?
No way you could do that, right? I mean, obviously there's ways, but like, it's like, what? It's like, what? Why?
So I was going to say, how you said what, but when were you going to go to why?
Yeah.
That you now your future self is yelling at
But
you,
just feel, yeah.
like and herself, but you understand why.
Yeah,
she had no kids then. You know what I mean? Like his
kids.
life has gone on. But then so all of it for real is just resting on bullshit,
Yep, for sure.
and it's for no other good reason, just to be lazy.
Yep.
I love being lazy.
Yep.
Like I can't wait to be lazy. So the other part of this though is like nothing tasted better than that beer on a Friday after like not having anything all fucking week. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's just as easy. I'm hoping in another 10 episodes, you know what I mean? I hear myself saying like, yeah, I started doing it and I'm good. Like if I could do stuff in the morning, that might be the best step.
Yeah.
Like I am looking
Why
at that
not?
bike. I am recognizing. I don't know. I'm not committed to it. I don't want to be promising my future self anything. I'm not promising the people anything. But I
Promise to
recognize
try it. Promise to try it.
No, I'm trying to try.
You're trying to try.
Is that okay? Is that like
that's pretty good?
No, don't complain. Don't fucking complacent me. You don't make me feel good.
Man.
But I think I'm trying to try.
Yes.
But I'm not really trying to try.
But you are.
You know how I am trying to try is because I recognize a lot of my bad habits and I'm trying not to do them.
Yeah.
Right? Like I had, again, we had takeout yesterday. But what I haven't done is, again, I love snacking before going to bed, and I know how bad that is for me.
Mm-hmm.
So as buzzed as I was, as happy as with all the things, I haven't done that. That's a very low-key thing.
That's good.
It is. It's a start.
Yeah.
This is how I don't fucking totally hate myself. Right? It's just a lower version of that. But it's good to know that it's not like us, like or me and you alone. I know there's other people that think it too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, that's what I thought. Like the go-karting thing. Like, what if you what could make you better at doing Lego? You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing, like, you know what I mean? Like
Only
there's no way
doing
to
it.
work out at Lego.
Only doing it more.
But yeah, I guess the more you do it, the better you are.
Yeah, for sure.
I
You
think of some of those
recognize
Lego
things.
Masters people
Yeah.
and how fast they do things.
Yeah.
Like, so we haven't done much Lego talk at all. We talked Legoland a bit, and I just disrespected it, and I think that was the
Yeah,
end of
you
it.
said Legoland was shit.
It kind of was. Yeah, don't spend your money there. But Lego isn't shit.
No.
Your Concorde was the shit.
Yeah, it looks
you
really
You talked
good.
about missing the fucking windshield, and we're still not sure if you didn't throw it out.
We don't know. We don't know. We can't blame Lego yet.
But they stepped up, and it's such a big piece. And then last week, because we had everything done, we were like, we wanted to do a Lego. And we have so many pieces.
Oh yeah.
We saw that Sesame fucking Street that we bought long
Holy.
time ago. We have some Christmas pieces coming up. God, I want that Home Alone fucking house so much. Oh, and I know what I did not tell you. So for my birthday, I got presents and I got some Lego. I got a couple of brickheads, just like Wally, and then I got a fucking really nice high end piece of Lego.
Which is
What piece of Lego do you think I would have got for my birthday?
Simpsons.
Close, Seinfeld.
Oh, you got the Seinfeld?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like not as good, but yeah, I got the
nice.
Seinfeld. So she surprised me with the fucking
Nice.
Seinfeld.
When are
It's
you gonna
great.
do that?
So I don't know. When am I going to do that? I got Christmas ones to do. I got that. So it's
next year.
it'll be next year.
Yeah.
I got a whole fucking bunch of shit to do before then.
Did you guys start any yet?
So
Or you're
we
going
didn't
to
want to
start?
start a big project. Like we were kind of like, so the Lego castle. Like I don't know how to compare it to because it was like 1,400 pieces. You said the Concorde.
Something. Oh no, 2018. I think it's 1800.
I'm wondering, like, is there like a fatigue of building such a big project? Like I had felt a little bit of fatigue building
yeah.
the castle.
Yeah.
It took so long. It's again, it's the work. The work we put in is joy. We can see it. Like,
Yeah,
wow, we
for
built
sure.
that. That was
For
fucking
sure.
amazing. But it was weird living in that one piece space for weeks and weeks and weeks. Excuse me, pardon my fault because we take so long to do stuff. So like, okay, what are we going last weekend? What are we going to do next? We haven't done Lego for so long. So we just did a haunted house,
Yeah.
like the mini a haunted mansion from Disney, not the big haunted house. So we did one that we finished in 2 days.
Yeah.
Like it was 4 bags. We did 2 bags. We did 2 bags, and it was cool. It was a nice little cool piece. And it was so much, obviously not better, but it was so much fun to finish something so fast.
Yeah.
Have it all there.
That's one of the hard parts about doing a big piece is like, oh my God, I'm not going to see this finished for X amount of time.
Yeah, you must have felt a bit that with the Concorde.
If you must have felt that with the Disney
Yeah,
castle.
no, we did. That's why. So I'm a little reluctant to start another big piece.
Yeah.
Nothing we have is as close to that. And like I bring up the Home Alone thing because we have like a Christmas, everything we talked about, your mom's little Christmas village and the Lego Christmas village we could do now is a new version of that. We were like, oh, when would we do that? Like we did a little Halloween thing, like a black cat for Halloween, but that's come and gone. And now it's just like, okay, well, we have to do that. We're justifying the Home Alone because we don't even really have space for the castle. Like that's our only big space spot that's taken for right now. And so the Home Alone thing, if I get it for Christmas or we do it around Christmas or whatever, it'd be hard to justify for this year. That it'll be part of our Christmas collection.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, that would be part of our whole thing. It fits, right?
It fits.
So we're justifying that, but I don't know exactly what we'll start this week. I was thinking of doing the camera.
Yeah.
We have that like CC, but you know what's fucked is that because I've seen your camera and I do it, I'm less excited to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know what it looks like done. That's weird because I know what all of them look like done. But I personally know what it looks like.
It wasn't a bad build, but it's not like the most exciting one, to be honest.
It kind of, I like you're right.
I'm talking about the actual build of it.
I see.
The actual like experience of it.
Yeah.
It was all right. It wasn't bad. You know, some builds are just like, fuck.
I think I would have been really frustrated with that Concorde.
The Concorde wasn't bad. I would tell you, probably one of the most, I would say the globe was kind of annoying. It was very redundant. So that one was really and all flowers are annoying. So
yeah, that's why
those ones are probably the most like freaking the least fun ones to do. Right?
I agree. I think I agree.
Right now, we have no idea what we're going to do next.
You have nothing on tap?
Nothing on tap. We don't even have anything in our mind, really, what we want to buy next. We want to finish the shelf downstairs, the cabinet. So we don't know. We have one more spot for one more piece to put there, and we just don't know what to put there. We're bouncing between a car we want the Kodak camera that's supposed to come out next year, but that's so far away. And like, so it's like all these things, and like, I don't know. We don't really, so we have nothing. We're like, I guess we're on a break right now. I really want the Home Alone as well, but I want the Simpsons, which is, can't get that. So we'll see. We'll see. Nothing probably massive next. Nothing massive.
You always do something massive though.
Well, like large, but like there's nothing out right now that's like, that I'm dying for. Like how I wanted the piano, how I wanted
you did. Yeah, I hear that. I wonder if it's like a mood type of thing. Like I haven't been really watching the Lego videos as I was before, or wasn't.
Could be.
I'm not in that phase.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like I'm not that. Like I hear you. I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I had to go from wanting everything to slowly like not looking at it all the time.
Well, now you have like a whole
this is why I have
Shit.
everything. Like I got more than I could fucking handle. But it's really cool knowing this is great. Knowing I'm going to build the Seinfeld soon. Like I'm living in that. I know I'm going to build that camera soon. Knowing I'm going to build that Sesame Street soon.
Yeah.
I even got like the Christmas, like I am such a consumer. I am such a fucking like a buyer. Like I overextend myself, and I just like I do more than I can do. Like I shouldn't have this many fucking projects ready to go.
But at least you have them.
I know, but they're it's all for my own entertainment. There's
What's
no
wrong with
production.
that?
I get it. This
What's
leads to not working out. This leads to becoming a fat fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is what I like living in. But it's crazy and it's fun. So even that Lego Master Show, I remember when it first came back on, I was like, why didn't I watch this? Because it was such in my world. And then we watched a couple times. Just like I don't want to. It's not the greatest show. It's something not appealing to it.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot to it, and it's amazing to watch, but it's not enough to make me want to watch, like say like The Challenge or something.
Yes.
Or Big Brother.
Oh yeah.
But that's not all of us these days.
Yeah, I know.
So we have really let our TV talk go down.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't even realize the real challenge started until like a couple weeks that it was on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you were waiting, you couldn't wait for the MTV challenge to come back. You're actually a little bit ahead than I am. But I was happy to tell you that if you watch it on Paramount Plus, it's uncut.
Which I'm definitely going to start watching on.
It's so much more fun to hear all the fuck words and S words. Like everything is I don't know. I just hate being the beep. I mean, I'm an adult. Stop fucking beeping me.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
And it's innocent conversation. They're just talking. And so, but boy, do you ever see the difference to like the real challenge and the challenge?
Oh, man.
And so we're in the same place right now. You're going to have to realize you're ahead of me like that. So this promise of all these people that have never won before.
Yeah.
Like it's almost the best of the best. I honestly can't remember a season when there's been, first of all, if you excuse my dirty old man thinking, this many good-looking fucking women on the show.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm in love.
Right?
Tammy knows this. Melissa from fucking England has been my crush since day one.
Really?
The fact that she is back on this show is like, it's so fucking happy. But everybody, they're just so fucking good-looking, these
Yeah.
people, and they have a certain killer instinct.
Yeah.
Like they, you know what I mean? Like it's a good cultivation of new people.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's happened yet, but I can't wait for the vets to come back. Come
Me
in.
too.
Like I'm just
It
Jones.
hasn't happened yet.
No, okay, so
I can't
so
wait.
so like kind of knowing that's going to happen, like how they have the season set up it's enough different. You know what I mean? It's not the same old. So I'm really excited. Like it's just proven to me again, like it's the only real reality show.
Oh man, like you said, when you watch the USA challenge,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh yeah, fuck, that shit. This challenge is so hard, and then you see the actual one, you're like, damn.
I
love the show, man.
Yeah, I'm really happy it's back. It's really doing good.
Thank
We're on the
God.
same. There's not a Josh in there for me to like hate so much. Like I almost like everybody.
Yeah,
Like there's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. Is there somebody to not like?
not really. Everybody's all right. Like I'm really not keen on most of those people. Like
Yeah.
liking them as competitors. I like them as characters on the show. But like in competitors, there's only a few. Obviously, like I like Horatio. I like freaking
That European guy with all the tats.
yeah,
with the mustache.
that guy.
He's amazing.
Yeah, like there's a lot of good competitors on
Yeah.
the show, and you're like, fuck yeah.
That fucking
it's
Olivia
great.
chick who took that rock in the eye
Oh,
with the
yeah.
slingshot. She's a fucking trooper.
Oh, she's
Horatio
brave.
for sure. Yeah. So it's just this cultivation of this new generation that's going to carry the show.
Oh yeah,
Right? Like it's worth all the bullshit USA versions to get this new, you know what I mean, like crop in there.
absolutely farming.
In that same way, I know you're not as keen on Big Brother, right? Like there's still a few Big Brother, like Kylan is from Big Brother.
He's on.
I don't know if there's
Challenge.
any other Big Brother people
He's
that
doing
are
well.
on there. Yeah, he's got Melissa. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking guy. He fucking embarrassed her on that stage. But anyway, and so I don't know if, I mean, obviously Matt from this year's Big Brother, the Olympian,
Yeah,
he's got the fucking physique to go do it.
he's got
Loki
go.
Jag is fucking ripped.
Yeah, and he's freaking great.
I might have a heart out soon.
Hard out.
Well, I mean, but so I think Jag or Matt might be able to fucking make it
yeah,
to the show. I find that maybe Big Brother hasn't been as good because they've been kind of so dominant.
yeah,
They've kind of been picking people off.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just accepted the show this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like, eh. Yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
you
like,
are.
It's like whatever. It's like, I guess it kind of just like kind of lulled out for me. The beginning was very exciting. Everything was crazy, but now I'm just like, whatever. I think Jag's doing a great job. I hope he wins. I know the finale is this week or it happened this week.
The finale happened yesterday.
Okay, so I hope he wins, but I assume Jag and Matt went to the end because they were the best out of whoever was left. So I'm just gonna assume one of them won, and I'm fine with that. I'm like, whatever. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just not bad. It's like
I
pretty
hear you.
good.
I'm not-
Jag did a great job in the latter part of the season, so he was killing it.
But he did get voted out.
He did, and he came back, and he was killing it ever since that moment.
Yeah, it's fun to see. So I kind of like watching that.
Yeah,
They've, you know, I mean, it's to me, it's just been what Big Brother's been the same for
Yeah.
a long time.
yeah,
So I wasn't really looking for more.
yeah.
There hasn't even been any like real show that I've been fucking like I could talk about.
You know what I've been watching? Frasier on Paramount Plus. Now I don't know if you're a Frasier fan, but I've always thought Frasier was hilarious.
So I loved Frasier when he was on Cheers. Like I
Yep.
remember Cheers. This is way before your time.
Yeah, I know
But Cheers
Cheers
is one of the best shows ever.
for sure.
Frasier
They
was
actually paid homage to that in the new series, the
so
Frasier remake.
So I watched and Frasier when I loved Frasier.
yeah,
And it wasn't my go-to. I didn't like wasn't must see TV for me, but I've probably seen almost all of them,
yeah,
and I enjoyed Frasier a lot.
for sure.
I really did.
Hilarious.
I was excited for the new one, we watched the first episode, and that was one of the worst episodes of TV I have ever seen
Are
in my
you
life.
serious? We were
That was such
dying.
horrible fucking acting, such placating, such bullshit fucking premise.
No, wait, are you serious?
bullshit
it's a freaking
premise.
sitcom. How dare
You're
you?
right. I
It's
mean,
a sitcom, Jay.
We fucking couldn't stand it.
We were laughing.
I watched one and never watched another one
We're
yet.
caught up, and we can't wait because it's.
I think maybe we should give it again another shot.
It's so freaking funny.
It was such lame, easy writing to me. It just seems
the
so.
first episode is setting the base. They're not going to jump right. They have to do loose ties. Like, where's the dad? Where's the brother? Who is this guy? You have to do so much work to redo
saw it
the
all
show.
Coming. I saw it. It was so obvious.
It's a sitcom. It's not supposed to be like unpredictable.
You're right. I'm not.
It's supposed to just be funny in once you have the situation.
So maybe because Cheers and Frasier were so good, it was so beneath. I could not. There's no comparison to those.
If you watch the first episode of Frasier when they're setting the scene of the pace of the whole show, you would be like, this is horrible. Obviously, this guy's gonna have problems with his dad, and this brother's gonna be the favorite, and this and that. It's a sitcom. It's all basic, not complicated. It's not Breaking Bad.
I will try it again.
It's because don't try it again.
No, fuck you. I can try it again if I wanted to.
But it's not. It's a sitcom. You just want jokes.
I don't know what it is, but for you to love Frasier and not like fucking what Big Brother has been. It's like the opposite of what I've thought.
I've seen 20-something seasons of Big Brother.
I've seen a million sitcoms.
Yeah, but there's only certain good sitcoms. And all sitcoms have the same base. But if you have jokes, that's all sitcoms really meant for you to do. 2.5 Men, what's so unique about it? Yes, you have the rich brother and the poor brother, and he lives on the beach and he doesn't do anything, and they make jokes. You have the cliche young kid who's funny, the cliche old lady who's funny. Like it's all the same shit.
I felt it was badly
Did you like
written.
2.5 Men?
That's basic shit. I don't.
Oh my god!
So if I'm watching something for dinner, I don't hate it. I don't go out of my way to see it.
I would say 2.5.
I like Big Bang Theory better than 2.5 Men.
Oh, I hated Big Bang Theory.
I'll watch Big Bang Theory over and over again.
We don't like the same sitcom.
No, we don't like the same sitcom.
Yeah,
how could that be?
It's weird.
God damn. Okay, so My Heart Out is happening.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're gonna end like this on a fucking argument.
Damn it.
I will maybe give it a shot. I wanted it to be better. I don't think it was my expectations.
It's not going to be as good as the original.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's just, I don't know.
But Kelsey Grammer, his writing is evident. You can tell he has those good jokes. And he's wrote some of the best sitcoms.
He never wrote the best sitcoms.
Well,
he's a fucking
BET,
actor.
No, he created Girlfriends on BET. He created that other show. Yes. Yeah.
You know a lot about Kelsey Grammer.
I love Kelsey Grammer. He's great.
I guess I'm going to have to look more into this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted it to be good, man.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's a sitcom.
Oh, man. Now I feel bad for putting such a negative thought out there for it.
Dare you, Jay.
That's hilarious. That's the first thing you go to.
But yeah. We'll have to we'll recall this conversation.
I thought we were definitely going to talk about TV tomorrow. We'll revisit this, man.
We'll revisit it after you watch another episode.
God, I want to thank everybody for listeting to the Work Related Podcast.
Follow us on X at Twitter.
Nothing going on there. X at Twitter. What the fuck is that?
Oh wait, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Same thing. That for about 2.5 hours you weren't making sense.